So I've got a scenario. I've got a friend. I've made friends with him online through social media and stuff like that. And this guy, he wanted to become an electrician. And what he does, what everyone else does, he was, I don't know, past 20, he was 26, I think he said he was. So he did all his qualifications. He went to college and did them himself. He paid for his qualifications in, college. He paid for himself. It was out of pocket, around 8 grand, he said it cost him. And then, after doing all the 18th edition, the 2391 he even did, he did the lot. But he'd never actually been on the tools. He was qualified on paper, but he'd never really done much work as an electrician. And he was concerned because he said he's not confident in going out and starting up his own business and doing work in people's houses because he's not confident. He wants to get that confidence and work with somebody else first before he starts up on his own. And I completely understand that, because if I think back from when I started up my own company on my own, I'd been working with a few electricians and made friends with them. So if I wasn't sure about something, I'd call them up and go, I'm not sure about this, not sure about that, is this right? And he'd help me out and basically tell me what to do. So this guy, he didn't mess around. He wanted to be an electrician, so he did what he wanted to do. He jacked his job in and went and got a job as an electrician. And do you know what they got him doing? His first job? EICRs. You're a qualified electrician, mate. You should be able to do an EICR. So that's it. He's out at the deep end doing this testing. So I spoke to him a week or two later. I said, how's the job going? Now you're an electrician, like you're getting hands-on experience? He said, well, not really. I'm just doing testing and I'm finding it quite difficult again because I'm not 100% confident because I've never done it before. Everything I've seen is in a workshop. It's sort of red and brown. Now I'm messing around with black and red cables and older cables. So I'm sort of testing things to how they should be on a new build, not how the regulations used to be, and they would still pass in some aspects of installations in maybe rented properties. So I tried to help him out. I put together a booklet, just a bit of information to give him a bit of experience, basically, of my experience of what I've learned over time with testing. And he loved it. I would have bought that off Amazon if I could see that. You should sell it. So I took his advice this time, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I've tied it up a little bit, obviously, and stuck it in a PDF. It's, I think, 40 odd pages long. Let me show you. The electrical testing workflow system. I just named it that because that's basically what it is. And what I've gone through in here is, if you look, spot the obvious mistakes. Basically, the way in which I'd go through testing on an EICR. Even if you're testing it after a rewire, to be honest, you could use this. The visual inspection, so you know what you're up against to start with. Installation details, write down the characteristics straight away on the test sheet. And then safe isolation, dead testing, live testing. And that's it. And just some little trainee rules at the bottom as well. Obviously, I've had ChatGPT to help me here. And then it goes through what to check and what to look at, basically, the experience that I've had over time doing the EICRs. And then on this as well, you've got a little tick sheet. You can go through using this just to tick it. It's 40 odd pages long, so you don't want to be printing it out all the time, to be honest. And then it's got little things like what to look for, signs of overheating, if there's hot plastic, fishy or a burning smell. When was the first time you went into a house and you smelled something fishy and burning, and then looked at it and thought, yeah, the cables, it's plastic burning. It's normally one of them ceiling roses where they've gone a bit brown. And then that's something you will need to mark down on an EICR, or even rectify it there and then, because if it's burning, there's a loose connection, there's something wrong. Missing blanks, basically trying to help him understand as well why missing blanks are a problem. People say, oh, there's missing blanks in there, well, because you can put your finger in there. I know it's an obvious thing that people don't put their fingers in a bleeding hole, but some idiot might. You never know, and you've got to mark it down. Little bits like that, and everything, incorrect labels, why they're being correct, what if you switch something critical off, what to look for, once again, old reliable fuses. If it's got them, you've got to flag it up. Another one would be good to look for is correct IP rating. IP rating with outside sockets, because some people will put a socket in themselves, they put a plastic one out there, but it's not a proper IP rated socket, or bathroom lights, stuff like that. So that's all the stuff sort of involved in this download, all this. It's basically a book, let's be honest. I could print it out as a book on Amazon. Let's find out, I might do it in the future. But if you want to have a look yourself, send me a message, or I'll try to put a link somewhere in here so you can have a look and download it yourself. And I hope it helps. See you later.